What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Itz-Beez-Da TrackStar, and welcome back to another dancehall video tutorial. Another one where I go through the mixing process behind the upcoming album, which is the Splice album, or the instrumental album I work on. It's gonna be mainly rhythm, but it might feature a couple songs upon it. Not completely sure yet. This is the album artwork, and I mean release date of October 25th, which is my birthday. So the 24th at midnight, basically. So I go through and mix a track off it called the Wet Wet Riddim, which I might actually change the name. As a matter of fact, fling some suggestion in the description. And me see if me like sitting or pop up and me probably go with one of them name instead of the Wet Wet Riddim, because I think I already have a rhythm name that I don't really like it for the style how it turn out, because I didn't name the rhythm before I actually start build it. So I don't really too like the name for the rhythm right now. So I might change it. Like I said, just fling a couple suggestions in the description. I know what you don't call it, and we probably might go with that the name, you understand? So I'm going to a quick preview of the rhythm before we start mix it. If any crackling start pop up in the video, me try fix that, but I know something I will probably really have to worry about right now. As I can see, my CPU usage, they're about 8% right now. So I'll play from the verse to the chorus. Here's some vocals to the track. We get into the whole vocal mixing thing later on towards the end of the video, but we really want to focus on the mixing of the rhythm. So this is the preview from the verse to the chorus. Alright, cool. So basically the first one we do, or what me do, is we do balance the drums, right? So all of the synths, all of them color channel, anything we have like a different color from gray, we don't drop all of them fader down to 0. You know what I mean? We don't get the vocal fader them 0, same way. And then there's this one vocal track right there, so named ad libs. A lot of these vocal tracks not on the mixer yet, but by the end of the video, them not on the mixer. Matter of fact, I'm gonna just put them on the mixer right now, just to save the time and the unnecessary effort, right? So what I'm gonna do is we'll bring this to 0, bring that back to 0, and actually no, I left them with them there, so let's bring them down. I'll change the color on both of them. Not really worry about this, so I'll just change the color on both of them. So we'll make both of them yellow and 0 for the tracks. Then we'll bring in all of the vocal tracks them from verse to the left, all of which need for actually under verse 1. So all the way from verse 1 down to where you see this wet vocal thing right there. So not sure why it for, but for right now we'll just okay, so it's not that. So let's delete that and link everything else to the mixer. So I'll go from let's say 31 all the way out. So Control Shift L. Alright, so we have all of them linked to the mixer. We'll route all of the feed of them to 0. So we'll worry about the drums first, right? So let's go back to unsorted. Let's reset all our level them. Okay, I already see we have some volume thing go on, so we'll just reset all our level them. Kind of avoid any volume issue down the line. I typically like when my volume just there normal, I go into the mixer and I control all of the volume from the mixer. Other people mix on the step sequencer. I don't really like that. I like adjust my volume on the mixer, can give me more control. And I mean, so just the drums now, if we turn off all of the synthesizer, then make sure so none of them now play. We just want drums. Cool. No, we don't make 3 exception. Because I use 3 different bass line, we'll turn on them. I use trillion by the way. Same people who make Amnespear make it. I'm gonna use some synth bass, you know what I mean? Some old school synth bass. The reason why I don't do the bass them with the drums and all of that is because the bass line them have different characteristics. You understand what I say? The three of them together make up the entire bass line. So what I need to do as well is I need to switch the channel or my on from that to G flat major. So as I can see, the bass line them are the same thing. You know what I mean? The channel them, the three of them together make up the bass line. So these are them together. You understand what I say? But because I three different bass, I'm pretty sure so we have some sort of phase issue. I did explain phase a little bit in the last video. So we'll try correct that right now. Basically what we do is we take the best part of every one of them and put together and make one solid bass line. So first we need to small up them fade there so we have more real estate. Let's bring across the mix a little bit. We can actually make it a little bit bigger. All right, cool. So now we can take all of them vocal track and all them things and just kind of shove them to the side, get them out of the way. Because we will create some bus and shit like that. So I got 35, right click, rename color and all of that shit. And we'll call this bass AUX. Meaning it's just a bass send or auxiliary track. We'll route all our bass to that. We don't make that pink. So we'll take Trillion, Nexus and all of that shit. We'll route to this track only. Cool. In front of that, like two tracks in front are one, right? That's a 33. We'll rename that. And we'll call that bass distortion. Or bass dist. It don't really matter. But no say distortion. So I'll put that, I'll make that red. Boom. Cool. That the track there, we'll route directly into this track as well. The Nexus bass, instead of route it directly into this track by itself, we'll also send it to this track here. We'll lock the two track them. When you lock a track in a FL Studio, if you solo out and say, I'm gonna show you a thing. So let's play this. So if I solo out that bass, any track will lock and have a signal from it, they'll stay solo. See what I'm saying? So it's a good thing if you want to solo out certain instrument with certain instrument, basically. So if me route Nexus to this and solo it out, notice how the lights stay on that the track, you know what I mean? So it's just a nice looking feature. And if you do that, you just press and hold on shift and left click and it turn on the lock. Alright, so let's get into the mixing. So the Nexus bass, I know I just bass, basically it's a sine bass, the same basic sine bass I always use. So what we don't do is we don't cut most of the top end because it now contribute to that whatsoever. We don't really they use it for that. We use it for just the pure bass. We have other things that contribute to the color and the sound. So I'll draw for the I'm gonna go with the Fab Filter EQ this time. And what I'm gonna do just a simple low cut of 40. I used to do my low cut of a 30. But lately, I start kind of favor the low cut of 40 more, and we'll do a high cut about like 4,000. Actually, I can go a little bit lower, so we'll do 1.5 and K. All right, cool. And if we listen to the bass now, oh, sorry, wrong track. We need to go back on G major. Just listen to the clarity. I mean, when we turn off the filter, it have more body, it bigger, but it not sound as clean, which is exactly what I'm going to go for. We'll keep this at 48 dB per octave. That's not a problem. We'll slowly bring in the other bass them. Another thing we're going to do, we don't make the signal mono. So we'll push this little knob fully to the right and make it mono. What that do is it level off the signal. And then we bring in the other bass. Let's see. Alright, so that bass, the reason why I choose it is because I like the echo upon it. You know what I mean? But like I said, I not choose it because or the body or nothing like that. So that allow me if you can like cut off all of the lower end. For that, I don't use the Sonax EQ because it would I say it have a more cleaner tone, it a little bit more transparent than the Fab filter. And I like the filter curve why it give me a 36 dB as opposed to the Fab filter, which is like I said, my favorite EQ, but I like the sound of the Sonax a little bit better for certain type of application. So even though I don't have a lot of bass, we don't still cut out most of what did it. And if we layer the two of them together, you know what I mean? Because it have the delay upon it, which and then me add it adjust so the bass preset was. Because it have the delay upon it, it kind of seems as if it gets sidechain, which that is not the case at all. That's just how it is naturally. And then the two of them together, you now have no issues like if me did have the bass in the signal the same way. And then finally we have the third bass line or the third part to the bass line, which is the square bass I'm really, really like. Cool. So, what I'm going to do with this bass, yeah? As much as I probably shouldn't do it, I'm going to try it. So, let me see if I have the hard drive to plug up. Yep, I have the hard drive plug up. So, we're going to open up a rhythm I make a while back. It's called Twin Summer. And there is this bass line in our rhythm. What a rhythm name, Twin Summer. I talk about bass line in our rhythm. So I got Project Bones, I got Twin Summer mixer. And this is the problem. I never remember which one of the fucking bass them. I know it's a massive bass though. So let's try massive one. I'll put that right there. So yeah, that's not it. So let's try massive 2. Yep, that's it, exactly. So what I'm going to do, let's take trillion. Instead of route it directly to this, we'll route it directly to this. Boom, then we'll route this directly to this. So if we listen to the trillion bass now, take off all of the effects. That sound too good. We play it with the Nexus bass. If we put on back all of the effects, you know what I mean? It kind of give you a different sound. You understand what I say? Without it, just dry and boring with the effects on it. Then if we introduce the third bass to it now, cool. So now, one thing I would definitely have to watch is phase issue. Notice at certain part the signal get weak and thin out. Reason for that is because we have phase issue because we have a flanger upon a bass and then we have 3 separate bass. So a quick way to correct that is just by EQing and filtering out frequencies what we don't want. Because we already have a bass line where I play bass, we don't need bass that come from nothing else. So let's filter out. We don't filter this time to 400. Let's make this slope a little bit narrow, like that. Cool. To finish off everything on the bass auxiliary, which would consider the master bus for the bass. If I mute it in the bass and play, I'm gonna add 2 things. I'll add 3 things actually. We'll add 2 compressor and a limiter. Actually, a EQ, 2 compressor and a limiter. So the first compressor is the API 2500 from Waves stereo because of a flanger upon the bass. So when I set up compressor upon a bus, this is the perfect settings. Fastest release, slowest attack, ratio, lowest ratio you can get possible. On this I would turn on link, 50%, where I look for like 2 dB of compression. I would leave makeup gain pan auto and we will engage analog. And then after that, we'll go in at the fab filter EQ. And we'll engage a simple master filter. Just like that, not even though touch it. After that, we'll go back a fab filter again. We'll go for the fab filter Pro C. This is for sidechain reasons, so we need to find my kick. Not sure which track it depend. It should say dirty. Yep, so right, I saw my kick. Perfect. So we'll right click, sidechain to this track. We'll go in at the compressor. We'll go here. So processing, right click, kick. Drop this to 10. And then the last thing I'm going to do was to add the L2 limiter from waves. I'll drag down. Alright, I'll put this on minus 11.6. I'll put the release at the fastest, shape ultra. We'll make this minus 14. So what I do, keep the bass at one consistent level. Perfectly. Exactly what I'm going to go for. For the distorted bass signal, we'll run that through sound ties and we'll go harmonics or got Devlock Deluxe. Basically, what I'm going to go for is a crush bass tone. So I'll put the crunch at 10, put the crush at 10, release a fast, darkness about halfway, and then we slowly bring in the mix. So what this do now is, just in case me feel like me need a little bit more bass in the track, I can just increase or decrease the distorted bass line. So this are without it. And that are with it. You know? So it's just like a safety blanket for the bass. I'm gonna really have to go back and tweak all of the bass them one by one and shit like that. Cool. So let's go up on my master bus. I have a few plugins over here already. We'll make sure say all of them they turn off. I'm going to bring up Inside 2 from Isotope to watch my levels. So turn that on, I'll put on Detach. So we have watched Loudness, which maximum we are in for right now, about -6, that's how we say levels. And with the watch Polarity, so we can actually turn off the LUFS right now when I really need that. So basically, like I say, we watch polarity, meaning this look at that want it to stay closer to +1 than to -1. You understand? So right now, if we turn it on, we have. So we're in phase right now. You understand what I'm saying? Which is exactly what we are going for. You will see why when we get towards the end of the mix. So let's start bringing some more instruments. Start get this track here jumping, lively. You know what I mean? So let's turn on everything and bring up everything one by one. Not really matter what come first, what instrument exactly. I already know them, I kind of have an idea where I'm going to put them. Alright, so 1 second. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put a gate on my voice because I don't really want it to pick up certain things, especially when like a snare I play, like I don't want it to feedback in the headphone, like I hear like an echo when the snare play that because I'm kind of close to the mic and it'll pick up some frequency where not even supposed to pick up, so cool. See, that other thing I'm gonna like though is how it pick up certain shit like that. So let's open up the want it fade out a little bit. Sorry, something now. Gear to cool. Threshold. Alright, cool. Yeah. So it have to pass a certain level for the goddamn gate pick it up. So let's get back into the mix. Alright, cool. I like that. So I want the snare kind of sit down on the top of the mix. The Yard Vibes drum kit come pre-mix. You don't really need to do too much to any of the sound them. So I'm not even though really touch that at all. I'll just adjust volume level. What I'm going to do is I'll add a little bit of reverb to it for kind of give some atmosphere, make it a little bit bigger. And then if you pay attention right now, the peak levels, right now you kind of see so we average out around a -4, so we're already a little bit hot with the signal. So what we can do is we can adjust as we go along. We want to stay around -5, -6. Little bit of reverb on the clap. Put a little bit on the one or two. Cool. Alright, so the mega bass, yeah, just want add a compressor to it, kind of flatten it out a little bit more. I use the CLA 76. Cool. So for this Vox, well, get out here, I'll just get rid of all of the low end, add some reverb to it and make it a little bit bigger. Play a major role in the track, so I'll just get rid of the low end. Cool. So that's that. Let's go. Reverb, we'll add the big reverb, about 10% of that. And then we'll add like 20% of the smaller reverb. Actually, we can go a little bit harder with the big one. Then we'll do a high shelf. Right click, change shape. high shelf like that. I'll make that dynamic and we'll bring it back a little bit. Kind of get a little bit of a dark tone. Now we'll bury it in the background and then add some more reverb on it, kind of turn it into an atmosphere. Perfect. We have another clap. As you can see, a lot of the percussions you don't really need. I don't really need too much EQ and all that. If the sound good to you, don't do nothing to it. It's that fucking simple. God honest truth. Back to the hi-hat before I forget. I don't do an automatic pan to it, so I'll go Soundtize. There's a plugin called Panman. This is a custom preset, so if anybody want to use Panman, want it, just know me, put it in the description or in the comment section, it really matter. So I'll go triggered wide pan, and we have few things for adjust. So the first thing we'll adjust the threshold. So basically, every time the signal cross over the threshold, it don't get panned to a direction automatically. We don't make the attack really, really fast, and we don't make the release really, really fast. So basically, if you listen to the hi-hat, we have this. You know what I mean? So it's like it never sit down still, which is perfect. We don't change the output value from -5. We don't change that to +1 dB. Actually, we'll just go 1.5. Alright, so I'm on this more turn off this fucking gator because I don't like the little choppy shit right there though. So we just stick with the background nice. Fuck that. Perfect. Then we have lastly we have a snare roll right here. So basically, this is a complement to the first snare over here, so. Right? So if you pay attention, then I play the same pattern. And then play a part in the kick as well. As you can see, the level's still hot, so we'll just go through and adjust accordingly. Simple. So we'll drop our level on the mixer about 1 dB. So I'll go down to about 10.3. Cool. So you see our levels kind of gone back down to -6.5. Perfect. And that should do it for percussion. So let's start bringing in some of the synths. Oh, we have one more thing right there. So. Cool. So we have a signal. It's not very loud. We have a plugin built specific for shit like that. It's called Pre-X7 from Audio Assault, I think. Is it Audio Assault? Or it might be Audio Damage, or it might be Audiarity. Oh, shit. Yeah, Audiarity. So it's a really good thing for use on percussion for bring them up. So the signal we are listening for is, we're listening for the, what the fucking thing, this thing right there. So I'll bring up the volume first. So we're listening for this. So basically, with the volume fader normal, it's not loud enough. So I'm going to use the Pre-X7 for bring that up. So what do first, a high pass filter 80 Hertz. We'll make sure so the mix the pan wet completely, and then we'll darken up the tone a little bit, and we'll increase the input and increase the output. So I'll raise the input by, let's say, a dB. Perfect. Then we'll raise the output by about 3 dB. And this thing have a built-in limiter, so we can really drive it hard. You know what I mean? I wouldn't really mean to do that. But the 3 dB is a good starting place. Can actually turn it down now. Cool. So the big thing about the whole album is that every track upon the album is going to be built from a sample. So this track is no different. This is the sample. There is the name of it. You can go up on Splice and find it. No problem. Don't ask me for it. I'm not posting it. You have the name. That's all you need to find it, personally. So we'll go audio. We'll make sure so that turn on. No, we'll jump down into the chorus of the track here. So we'll solo that out. We'll go back on the mixer and we'll turn up the 2 first channel. But if you look, we don't have it in the chorus, so we have to go in the verse. Silly me. So if we turn it on, don't even sound like it fit the track down. That's just EQ problems. So I got EQ, got Pro Q3. I don't know what the fuck I just say. And then lastly, we don't got stock plugin, we don't got sound feel, I would go stereo shaper. And what I'm going to do firstly, 24 dB per octave, 190 hertz, just like that. Cool. Next thing, we'll add 20% at the big reverb, 35% at the small reverb. So we kind of make the sound like a bit bigger. Then forget it, if we go even bigger than that, we'll go right click and we'll go delay. No? So we'll time or we'll move the sound around in time. So now if we play it back with the track. I don't need it to sound perfect. I don't need it to actually even be noticeable. The God honest truth, I don't even need it to be noticeable at all. Because it's going to get buried when I add all of the other synths. So the first 2 tracks we don't mix exactly. I'm say exactly the same way. So what I'm going to do is the second track, but I'll just take that and I'll right click and route that directly into the first track. So all we have to do, I left the volume at 0, and anything what we do to the first track is going to get affected by the second track because it get routed into the signal. That's one way to mix 2 tracks easily, especially for the same instrument. Perfect. So let's go into Nexus now. Go back on the step sequence and turn that on. Now I get into the meat of the track. Cool. So we'll treat this simple. Same type of treatment, just some EQ to kind of get it out of the way of all of the lower sounds, all of the unwanted shit what we don't want. Kind of get rid of all of that. As you can see, the sound is all the way up, almost like fucking 300 hertz. Cool. And then late, not late, but literally, let's add some reverb, a little bit more than what I already have. I want to get the sound to be big. You know what I mean? It's going to be like a background type of thing, but it's still going to be a little bit noticeable. Alright, so seemingly we have a volume problem with this sound. It seems like there's a filter upon it for whatever reason. So if we combat that, all we have to do is put a limit upon it to kind of stop it in its tracks. Instead of the L2 this time, I'll use the L1. And you will see exactly what I'm talking about. So pay attention. So the sound almost reach up to -6. We don't want that. We'll find a median, so I'll go -10. Actually, I'll go -11. We'll make sure that this side a little bit lower than the other side. Perfect. Back to the track. Now if we worry about the volume I get out of control no more. Done. Alright, so the Fab Filter 1 are the lead. The Synth Master here should be an arpeggiator. Perfect. So what we'll do, we'll go stock plugin, sound field, stereo shaper. Put a track above it. Fab Filter, EQ, Pro Q. Basically, same treatment, low pass, 36 Hz, all the way up to 400 Hz. Want to keep some of the low frequencies, don't get me wrong. Let's take certain of these points though. Let's right click, make dynamic, flip these inside out. Kind of tame the sound a little bit. We'll actually slap the L2 upon it to same way the L1 actually. Same type of treatment. So I'll put it at 8.7 or I'll go -9.7 on the other side. We'll make sure so the release is really, really fast. And that's just basically so we can keep the sound under control. We're going to steer shaper now and right click and go up on delay. So we'll kind of give the illusion of the sound being bigger than it actually is. Basically all we're going is when I add this and put it on delay, it'll take one side and make it slower than the other side. So you give the illusion of the instrument being wider, which that's not really the case. It just manipulate the time. Something to be careful with as well because it can cause phase issue. As you can see, the meter just a jump round, then every now and then it will stay at 1, but then it will jump round. You know what I mean? Alright, actually, basically, when me talk, the meter they are 1, but when me not talk, it's a lot of movement because this a play around with time and it affect the phase of what I go on. So let's put this back into the track and mix it to a volume, a suitable level. Cool. Let's get the next Nexus now, which should be a stab. If we solo that out, literally just a stab. We'll put the reverb this time at 25 to 30%, 35% actually, and then 20 on the other one. Because we want this a sound to be a long-lasting sound, but we'll treat it the same way as far as EQing. Same 36 dB. 160. But actually, want to look a bit at the low one. Look a bit. I'll combat a couple of them points here. Drag them down like that. Nice. Back into the track, let's try and find a spot for it. We have another harp. This one coming in at the chorus. So we can jump over to the chorus. We have a car sound effect coming in at the first part of the chorus as well. So we can do that as well. And that is right here. You know what I mean? So, this is the first time the lead come in. The lead have a special effect on it, a flangos from FL Studio, stock, bone dry. I just load it up and left it alone. The difference is this. So this is it dry without the flangos on it, which is a flanger. All right, so I'm gonna have it turn on. So let's go do that real quick. That's it without the flanger on it. This side with the flanger. Smoother, cleaner, more of a lead type of sound. So without it again. With it, it's just a fucking smoother sound. What we don't adjust is we don't adjust the dry to wet ratio, right? So we'll make the sound a little bit more wet and a little bit less dry. Cool. Volume wise without balance. And then forget the sound as absolutely as big as possible. Go up and reverb and we'll put it all the way up to about 40, almost 50. Actually, we'll go 50% of it. They are 40. The second one we'll put all the way up to like 35. I want this to sound as big as possible, especially when it drop out and you hear the car screech off more and the echo, the follow behind it. Just like that. And I'm going to say, so if we play it with the car, you still kind of hear it, and I mean, it not just disappear. Basically, what I'm going to go for. All right, so right here, so we hear it come back in. What I'm going to do is I'm going to automate that a little bit. I don't want it just come in all sharp like that. I want it smoothly just fade back in. So for that, we'll just automate it. Like I said, my volume, I feel like my volume kind of set right now. I like the volume. If I need to adjust me, just adjust it on the channel. So I'll click the automation clip right there. So we'll put it underneath. We'll lock it to content. Make sure you do that in a FL Studio. If you drag all the way up, you lock the channel to a channel. So I'll do that. That way I can just get rid of the automation when I done do my edit or whatever I'm going to do. So the first change I'm going to make, so right click or copy the value here. That's cool. We'll come out of here, so now we'll copy this value here and we'll paste it. So I'll drag one here so and come back. So I'll make it fade up. Actually, what we'll do, I'll paste the value here. So we'll take out the middle point here. We'll put this here, so we'll drag this back a little bit. So I'll make it fade up from all the way here. Cool. We have another harp, like I say, from Synthmaster. That are the one down here. So it's more of a brighter harp. So all of that out. Need to turn it on the master track here. So actually, we can turn on everything, you know. So like I say, it's a much brighter harp. Don't want it too central, so we'll bring in Panman. And don't make it go from left to right. So we'll go basic panning, or go pendulum. Or bring down the rate though, or increase the softness, and we'll turn up the max all the way to, the width all the way to maximum. So if we listen to it now, you know, so it kind of travel around. We actually can slow it down a little bit more. Then add some reverb to it to get a little bit of a tail. And then we also can kind of adjust the brightness a little bit, because it definitely a resonant, or it resonate a lot with me. It have a lot of resonant frequency, meaning a 9 frequency. All right, so that sounds good. We're almost done. All right, so we're pretty much almost done with the track. We have a couple effects for bringing in the verse and for bringing in the verse actually. So let's address them right now. That's one of them right there. So let's go back to Yasso. We have the first uplifter. So firstly, all we do with them is also adjust volume. And any type of EQing we do on the channel itself instead of loading in a plugin, or increase the reverb on all of them to some big reverb. All right, so there is one that I do not think is on the mixer. Yep, it is not. So I'll link it now. I'll bring it down. And we'll increase the volume of the reverb on it. And like I said, we don't really need them prominent. The one on me really a focus on is this one right there. So if we turn on it, we have an effect on it called a tremulator from Soundtiles. This is how I do to the sound. Listen to the sound without it. If we go to halfway. So listen to the sound without it. Listen to the sound with it. Simple, but effective. So what I'm going to do is actually put it at 50%. We want somebody dry, somebody wet. Actually a little bit lower than that. Because it's a combination, you have the kick and the snares accompany everything. So we have the effects, the snare roll, the clap, and the kick. So we have a lot of things that bring in the initial punch in the track here. I probably don't add a cymbal or a crash to when the verse start. I'm not sure yet completely, but for right now, everything kind of sound like how I would want it. So we worry about all of that later on. You know what I mean? Coming right on time, perfect. So let's address this first part of the sample. All right, so that's my producer tag. Let's turn on them plugins there. Let's increase the volume. All right, so we have good phase. We have a good mix level around -6.6, so we have everything I got good so far, right? So let's move on to the vocals. Like I said, we have some vocals in the track. So if we play them dry, let's go over here. So let's bring up all of the vocal track them to max level. So if we play them dry, we have this. When me pull up in the party with the shorty them. When me pull up, I'm solo it out. When me pull up in the party with the shorty them. Pussy name vex cause we a star and we no talk to them. But them a walk to we, yeah we send spark to them. Suck them and the pussy nigga diss me I will spark again. Only thing me love are my money and my oxygen. And a Sunday rest some peace dinner from a granny them. Nigga think we after them, ready figure splatter them. Girl a talk tough, no discriminates and shot at them. Brody light with the brawl in action. Slap off boy face with the new pump action. We no take chat, we bout action. This you know what I mean? So, from basically what you're here, and yeah, I'm a DJ, the vocals, the one clean, the one like with a treatment or whatever. We have ways around all of that type of shit. Simple ways at that. We'll take all of them track, yeah? We'll right click on them, and we'll route them to the single track right there, so. Boom. The only two we're not going to send, we're not going to send the verse start at left and right. We'll send them there to the master. The reason being, we have the verse left pan left because we have a stutter effect and we have the other one pan right. Basically, I'm saying because we have a stutter effect. The volume, we do reset and adjust pan the mixer. So we'll take both of them volume or drop them down. And we'll make sure say one lower than the other one because we have to give the effect, say it a fade in. So if we listen to when we pull up in the you understand what I'm saying? When we pull up. Perfect. What we do as well is me do take this, put the lock on it or put it at 0 and we do adjust the individual channels them I go into this track. So if we turn on the effects on the track, like turn on auto-tune and all that type of shit, that's basically what we are turning on the track. Which not even really necessary because auto-tune already upon the vocals. So if we play the same vocal part again. When me pull up in the party with the shorty them. Pussy name vex cause we a star and we no talk to them. But them a walk to we, yeah we send spark to them. Suck them and the pussy nigga diss me I will spark again. Only thing me love are my money and my oxygen. Yeah, that are the modern day vocal sound. Compression like fuck. When me pull up in the party with the shorty them. Pussy name vex. That no, I mean it's just squash, you know what I mean? No dynamics. Basically that's how all modern day vocals sound. Alright, so if we play it back in the track now, no. When me pull up in the party with the shorty them. Pussy name vex cause we a star and we no talk to them. But them a walk to we, yeah we send spark to them. Suck them and the pussy nigga diss me I will spark again. Only thing me love are my money and my oxygen. And a Sunday rest some peace dinner from a granny them. Nigga think we after them, ready figure splatter them. Girl a talk tough, no discriminates and shot at them. Brody light with the brawl in action. Slap off boy face with the new pump action. We no take chat, we bout action. This 11:59:12 we take action. Pull up in a new Benz with the top off. Girl says she well, mama drop the cock off. Only pop back with real shutters. Looking at my life like oh my gosh. Pull up in a new Benz with the top off. Girl says she well, mama drop the. This track right here, so name H949 is a harmonics thing. Basically, if you listen to the hook. Pull up in a new Benz with the top off. Why do it kind of spread out the tracks? It create a copy of the left and the right channel and spread the tracks out a little bit. Another way for spread the tracks is just for add reverb. So we'll go, yeah, so we'll go the big reverb and we'll go 15%. Pull up in a new. Let's go back to the first verse. When we pull up in the party with the shorty them. Pussy name vex cause we a star and we no talk to them. But them a walk to we, yeah we send spark to them. Suck them and the pussy nigga diss me I will spark again. Only thing me love are my money and my oxygen. And a Sunday rest some peace dinner from a granny them. Nigga think we after them, ready figure splatter them. Girl a talk tough, no discriminates and shot at them. Brody light with the brawl in action. Slap off boy face with the new pump action. We no take chat, we bout action. This 11:59:12 we take action. Pull up in a new Benz with the top off. Girl says she well, mama drop the cock off. Only pop back with real shutters. Looking at my life like oh my gosh. Pull up in a new Benz with the top off. Girl says she well, mama drop the cock off. Only pop back with real shutters. Looking at my life like oh my gosh. When me pull up in the party with the shorty them. Pussy name vex cause we a star and we no talk to them. But them a walk to we, yeah we send spark to them. Suck them and the pussy nigga diss me I will spark again. Only thing me love are my money and my oxygen. And a Sunday rest some peace dinner from a granny them. Nigga think we after them, ready figure splatter them. Girl a talk tough, no discriminates and shot at them. Brody light with the brawl in action. Slap off boy face with the new pump action. We no take chat, we bout action. This 11:59:12 we take action. Pull up in a new Benz with the top off. Girl says she well, mama drop the cock off. Only pop back with real shutters. Looking at my life like, oh my gosh. Pull up in a new Benz with the top off. Girl says she will mama drop the cock off. On the pop back with real shutters. Looking at my life like, oh my gosh. When we pull up in the party with the shorty them, pussy them vex cause we a star when I talk to them. But them a walk to we, yeah we send spark to them. Suck them and the pussy make a diss me, I will spark again. Only thing I love are my money and my oxygen. And a Sunday rest some peace dinner from a granny them. Nigga think we after them, ready figures splatter them. Girl a talk tough, no discriminates in the shot at them. Brody like with the brawl in action. Slap up boy face with the new pump action. We no take chat, we bout action. This 11:59:12 we take action. Pull up in the new Benz with the top off. Girl says she will mama drop the cock off. On the pop back with real shutters. Looking at my life like oh my gosh. Pull up in the new Benz with the top off. Girl says she will mama drop. And that's basically it. Only thing I'm probably what I don't know is go through now, fine tune all of my drops, them and all them type of shit they already done, like right or so. Brody like with the brawl in action, stop. You know what I mean? So that's the mix. When we pull up in the party with the shorty them, pussy them vex cause we a star when I talk to them. But them a walk to we, yeah we send spark to them. Suck them and the pussy make a diss me, I will spark again. Only thing me love are my money and my oxygen. And a Sunday rest some peace dinner from a granny them. Nigga think we after them, ready figures splatter them. Girl a talk tough, no discriminates in the shot at them. Brody like with the brawl in action. Slap up boy face with the new pump action. We no take chat, we bout action. This 11:59:12 we take action. Pull up in the new Benz with the top off. Girl says she will mama drop the cock off. On the pop back with real shutters. Looking at my life like oh my god. Pull up in the new Benz with the top off. Girl says she will mama drop the cock off. On the pop back with real shutters. When we pull up in the party with the shorty them, pussy them vex cause we a star when I talk to them. But them a walk to we, yeah we send spark to them. Suck them and the pussy make a diss me, I will spark again. Only thing me love are my money and my oxygen. And a Sunday rest some peace dinner from a granny them. Nigga think we after them, ready figures splatter them. Girl a talk tough, no discriminates in the shot at them. Brody like with the brawl in action. Slap up boy face with the new pump action. We no take chat, we bout action. This 11:59:12 we take action. Pull up in the new Benz with the top off. Girl says she will mama drop the cock off. On the pop back with real shutters. Looking at my life like oh my gosh. Pull up in the new Benz with the top off. Girl says she will mama drop the cock off. On the pop back with real shutters. Looking at my life like oh my gosh. You know what I mean? And basically true. I never mix the track with the vocals, and I mix it after the fact. It's my peak level right now, like 0.4. So that means we're over 0. And I mean, not a good thing. But of course, that's not the focal point of the video. I show off a mix vocals, I show off a mix a rhythm, or how many mix a rhythm. You know what I mean? So that's basically it. You understand what I say? Like I say, if you have a name for the rhythm, drop it in the description of the video. You know what I mean? And you see me rename it. But until next time, it's the boy Itz-Beez-Da TrackStar.